I couldn't really figure out exactly what she was saying, but I can mimic it for you. She said, well, Matt, you've got to move. She said, you were picking flowers in the parking lot and picking our customers. This morning, I woke up not feeling very well, and I actually had to lay down for a few hours this morning because I wasn't feeling well. So after laying down for a few hours, I then got up and I ate breakfast, had coffee, and started editing a video. By the early afternoon, I was uploading a video onto YouTube. But I had something important to do today. I had to change my cell phone service from Sprint to AT&T. And to do this, I had to go to the AT&T store in Arcata, which is right next to the Safeway. So I ended up taking an Uber over there because I haven't been able to buy a new car yet, nor have I gotten any of my cars fixed. So I really didn't feel very well. I felt like kind of dizzy and nauseous, and I didn't feel like walking all the way down to the bus. And I think the buses do run on Sunday, but they run very infrequently. So I decided to take an Uber down to the AT&T store. So it only took a few minutes to transfer my phone. All right. Come on, you made her start meowing. It only took a few minutes to transfer my phone to AT&T, and my only complaint is my text messages stayed on my phone, but I lost all of my voicemails. Anyway, after I went to the AT&T store, I then went to the really expensive pet food store next door in the same shopping center, and I bought just a few cans of cat food. Yeah, let me see that.
Free run?
Oh, this isn't what I was going to show on camera.
Canadian maple leaf.
Yes, I got this can of cat food that was like $2.14, I think, that was made in Canada. I got a few of the little pouches of cat food because I didn't want to carry something heavy around because I was going to be doing other shopping. So I got a few of these, even though they're annoying to get the food out of. And I got a can of this New Moon cat food.
He's begging.
I know, he saw you taking out the cat food, he wants some now. Basically, I got a few cans and pouches of cat food. Then I went to the tobacco store and I got some rolling papers, and all of this stuff is in the same shopping center. I had been planning to walk downtown and get a cup of coffee at a certain coffee house that my phone said was open, but I ran into a friend who told me it was actually not open due to construction. So,
the coffee shop.
The Cafe Brio, and I saw Chad, and he told me it was closed due to construction. He didn't even tell me because I asked. He was like, oh, I was downtown, I wanted a cup of coffee, and the Cafe Brio was closed. And I was like, what? It's closed. I was about to walk down there. Anyway, since they were closed, and I knew I eventually needed to take an Uber home, I decided to do a really quick shopping trip at Safeway to get a lot of stuff quickly, including a few heavy items that would be difficult to get without a car because they're heavy.
Here's a spoon, whatever.
So,
here's a fork.
As I was walking through Safeway, I got a message that the Uber was going to be there in 3 minutes, and I was like, 3 minutes? Usually they take like 20 minutes to show up around here. So I rapidly ran around the store. I threw some cat litter in my cart, some milk, some coffee, some meat and fish, and as I was getting in line, I was realizing that there were like 2 or 3 things I'd forgotten. But I was like, oh well, I don't want the Uber to be waiting for me. I thought they were going to be outside in 1 minute, so I rapidly paid for my stuff, put it all in bags. And by the way, I have to mention this, the cashier was really nice. Unlike people at some other Safeways or other grocery stores around here, when I said I wanted my stuff in bags, I wanted enough bags for all of my stuff, and I wanted my like cold food and meat separated. She did all that just fine, and she didn't like complain that she was using too many bags or say anything smart as like, oh, we're gonna have to charge you for all those bags. So I was very, very happy with Safeway at this point. Anyway, I then went outside, Sorry, my mouth is kind of dry. It's kind of hot in here. I had to turn the heater off. I went outside and my Uber was not there. And I looked at my phone and it turns out my Uber wasn't coming for like 7 more minutes. So it was really cold outside. It looked like it was about to start raining. And I didn't want to wait outside in the cold. And I realized I also had time to buy the last few of the groceries that I needed. So I pushed my shopping cart back into the store and I walked up to customer service and I asked, can I leave my cart here? Because I didn't want to push it around the whole store. And the lady said, no, you can't leave it here because I'm not going to be here, but you can leave it over there in front of the cash registers. So I pushed my cart over to in front of the cash register, the same one with the same cashier where I had just paid for my stuff. And I said, my Uber isn't actually here yet, so I'm going to run through the store with just a basket and buy a few things I forgot. I then walked to the back of the store, looked at something on the shelf. I was thinking about possibly buying it, and then I remembered that there was like an Asian food section behind me, and I wanted to get some of these gluten-free Asian instant noodles. So I turned around, I put the noodles in my cart, I started looking at like tomato sauces or something on the shelf next to them, and out of the corner of my eye I saw...
Did you get cheese for the pizza?
No, I didn't get cheese. I didn't know we needed cheese, but I got pizza sauce. Sorry if I didn't get cheese. Anyway, I probably forgot to get cheese or didn't even remember we needed cheese because of what happened next. I saw this employee, a security guard, like looking like she was peeking around the corner at me. Oh, Wombat, you're not going to be able to sit there. That's just going to completely block the camera. So she's looking like she's peeking around the corner at me. And then I turn around and she's not there anymore. Then I turn around and she's peeking around the corner again. And then she comes around the corner. She starts walking down the aisle. And suddenly she's like walking right by me, like an inch behind my back. And walking around to the other side of me. And she had this really upset look on her face. So I turned to her and I said, are you having a nice day? And that's when she freaked out. She started ranting about who is having a nice day and who is not having a nice day. And then she said, you're not even supposed to be here. I kicked you out of here this morning. And I said, what? I wasn't even here this morning. I was at home. I just got here. Then she said, no. It was you. It was definitely you. And I'm going to try to mimic exactly what she said. Because I couldn't really figure out exactly what she was saying, but I can mimic it for you. She said, well, Matt, you've got to move. She said, you were picking flowers in the parking lot and picking our customers. That's what she said, picking our customers. And I said, I was doing what to your customers? And then she said, you were picking them, you were picking them, you were picking them. Right after you were caught picking flowers. I caught you again picking our customers. I can't even mimic her without laughing. At least I'm able to laugh about this now because I was like crying when this happened. I recorded a video in the store too. I got a little bit of her, but not all of her because I was like digging in my purse trying to get my phone out to start recording her as this was going on. And then she was like, what's in your purse? You have a receipt in your purse for all of those groceries you have in the cart in front of the store. I said, I think I have a receipt in my purse, but it might be in my grocery bags because I often put my receipts in the grocery bag, not buried in my purse. Anyway, I don't like to have a lot of clutter in my purse. Anyway, she's asking what's in my purse, and in my purse I had these cans of cat food and these pouches in a brown paper bag, but it was like wrapped up and folded over, and I was like trying to unwrap it to show her what was in it, to show her it was like something I didn't buy or steal from their store, but something I got from another store. And this entire time I was saying, look, I have videos on my phone, if I can find it in my purse, proving that I was at my house this morning. I have videos of myself at my house this morning. I have text messages saying an Uber is coming to take me here and to take me home. And I can prove I wasn't here this morning. And she was just like, no, I'm sure it was you. I remember you. It was you for sure. You were picking flowers and picking our customers. Anyway, at this point, I was just like, I don't have my receipt. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to walk up to the front of the store because the cashier will remember me because I just bought my groceries like less than 5 minutes ago. And she was like, no, you have to show me your receipt right now. I just want to see your receipt right now. And I started walking away, and she started reaching like she was trying to grab me, so I just like ran up to the register. And I told the cashier, at this point, kind of hysterically, this woman is accusing me of being here this morning, causing some kind of problem. And I just got here, and she's accusing me of not buying these groceries. And can you, like, confirm to her that I just bought them? And both the cashier and a manager who was there at that point basically told her to leave me alone. And told me I was welcome to keep shopping there. And I was like, good, because at this point, my Uber probably is actually waiting for me outside. And I just want to get, like, 2 or 3 things. And at that point, I actually took another video clip where I was, you know, desperately trying to explain that I had purchased my groceries and that I hadn't been there in the morning causing any problems. Not asked me to leave the store this morning. I was not in this store this morning. I absolutely was not in the store this morning. I'm sorry. Can I look in my bags and see if my receipt is in there? Because I was going to purchase a few more things, but I guess I'm being...
You're okay.
She's saying that I was in the store this morning and I was picking flowers and doing something to customers. I was not. I can prove it. Anyway, I went to the back of the store, grabbed the things that I had been about to grab when this all started, rapidly paid for them, and then I went outside and I took a little video clip with the security guard kind of in the background because after all this, they did tell her to leave me alone, but they didn't, like, send her home or anything, which they probably should have because, in my opinion, I think she was drunk. The way she was talking kind of incoherently and the way that I was, like, completely unable to reason with her rationally, the only explanation I can think of is that she was, like, drunk or on some kind of drug. This woman was not rational at all. Anyway, she's still standing out there. So then I kind of like held my receipt up in there. Anyway, after I filmed that video clip, she started giving me dirty looks. Then a car pulled around to pick me up and it was the Uber. And as I was putting my stuff in the Uber, that security guard was just staring me down and I started yelling at her. And I was like...
I bet the Uber driver loved you.
Well, she's the same Uber driver that my neighbor was giving a stare down to. I think she's like afraid to have me as a passenger in her Uber at this point, but that's another story. The short story is the Uber driver is black, and my next door neighbor who doesn't like black people was like staring at her in an awkward way that made her uncomfortable when she was waiting to pick me up one day. So that was that Uber driver's first experience giving me a ride. This was her second one. I started yelling at the security guard and saying, see, I told you, I'm getting in an Uber. I told you so. I got my receipt and waving it. And
Man, this pizza
I left.
could be lacking on the cheese.
Well, ride your bike to the store and buy some cheese. Sorry I didn't get it when I was taking an Uber. See, we have a problem. We need a car. And it is not that I can't afford to buy a car. Not at all. Actually,
No, if we could afford a car, we'd have a car.
that's not true. That is not true. I can afford to buy a car.
A cheap car.
A cheap car. There are cheap cars available for sale that would be drivable without, you know, any costly repairs that would pass California smog. But finding them in this area is very difficult. I'm probably going to have to go to, like, San Francisco or maybe Redding, but I don't think there's very many good cars in
Oh my
Redding.
God.
Anyway, I'm sorry for yelling at the security guard, but seriously, she came up to me and she said, you were the person who was picking flowers and picking our customers this morning. I mean, I'm not supposed to yell at her. I'm sorry if I yelled at her. I did lose my temper a little bit and yell at her. But after she, you know, threatened to have the police escort me out of the store because I was the person who was picking flowers and picking their customers and accused me of, you know, not paying for my shopping cart with like $108 of groceries in it, I was angry. I was angry. She could have like walked away. She didn't have to stand there giving me dirty looks. And I got upset. The dirty look was just like the last straw. That's when I started yelling. I didn't like say any curse words. I wasn't like, fuck you or anything. I was just like,
I would've.
yeah, I'm sure you would have. I was just like, You need to get a job where you're not around people. And yes, she needs to get a job where she is not around people, especially a job where she doesn't have to like be able to identify people.
At least like not normal people.
Like, she has the authority to call the police and get someone arrested. She could have called the police. She could have gotten me arrested. She could have said, this woman was definitely here picking flowers and picking our customers this morning. I recognize her. I'm a security guard. And they would have arrested me. And I would have had to prove in a court of law that I was like not there this morning, which like luckily I could have done because I recorded videos of myself on my phone at my house. And I even tried to tell the woman that. I was like, I'm a YouTuber. I vlog my life. I can prove I was at my house this morning. I can prove I just got here to Arcata. And she wasn't even like listening. She was just like, no, I recognize you. It was you. So that's my story. And it is a true story. And it could only happen to me. But it could probably actually happen to somebody else. And that is why they should get rid of that employee because, you know, somebody could get arrested for just looking like somebody else.
There's a lot of lookalikes.
There's a lot of people who have dreadlocks like I do who are like homeless and probably do like steal flowers and harass customers. But I'm wearing like a brand new dress that I just bought from Ross's. And they're probably wearing like shabby clothing. And while they may look like me in the face or they may have the same hairstyle, I guarantee you she was like not wearing the same dress as me. So maybe the woman has like a tent she lives in behind Safeway where she like does outfit changes and comes back to like pick flowers and pick customers
Is this
more.
onion okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just like sprouting or something. Can I see the onion to show it on camera? Just show up to the camera. I don't know if my hands are clean. They probably have like cat hair from the cats. Yeah, it's okay. It's only sprouted a little bit. Whoever this woman is, she's not me. I'm sure there was a woman there causing problems. She may have even had dreads. She may have looked like me, but she wasn't me. And they shouldn't have treated me that way. I even did everything right. I mean, I even went up to like customer service and said, where can I leave my cart while I do a little bit more shopping? Because I know that a lot of people steal from that store and I know they're paranoid. And I didn't want anyone to even like remotely think that I was stealing. So if I was going through there with like bags of groceries and putting stuff in my cart too, in the same cart, they might think maybe she's like throwing something in a bag. So just to avoid the possibility of that happening, I did my best and asked several employees to make sure I was leaving my cart in the right place, and I still got harassed. So I just watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, people telling their bad stories, their bad, you know, shopping experiences, or their bad experiences working in retail, or the bad experiences at the doctor, or their bad experiences taking their pets to the vet. And I want my viewers to tell me what bad experience that I should talk about on YouTube next. Would you like to hear about the time I had 2 bad experiences with gynecologists, both a male gynecologist and a female gynecologist, that actually scared me away from going to the gynecologist and having a serious medical problem treated for several years because I was so like traumatized I was afraid to go back? Do you want to hear about the time that my friend and I were driving back from a music festival in Oregon and I spilled a bunch of juice on my lap, pulled over to change my pants, and got harassed by the police on the side of the road for over an hour while in my underwear? Or do you want to hear about the time that I tried to shop at a natural food store in, I think, Laramie, Wyoming? And they accused me of trying to steal my own credit card and called the police on me. By the way, all of these things either happened before I ever recorded YouTube videos, or I didn't record much of them when they were happening. Or there's one more. Do you want to hear about how I got screwed out of having a home birth by midwives that I'd already paid a lot of money towards delivering my baby at home? That story is on my Facebook page, but I recently got into an argument with somebody about this on Facebook who accused me of something like not having an accurate perspective of what happened. That doesn't make any sense because
Well, they weren't there.
what happened is that these midwives wrote down something that ended up in my permanent medical records that's completely not true. Anyway, if you'd like to hear that story, I was planning on making a video about it anyway. And I do have some video footage of that, or related to that, because I was like trying to make a documentary about having a home birth. I ended up having my baby at the hospital, which is ironic because there's a few really popular documentaries about home birth on YouTube, and they all end in one way or another with the woman ending up going to the hospital and not actually having a home birth. I was hoping to make a documentary that actually ended with me actually having a home birth, but that didn't happen. So that's another story I could tell. So tell me in the comments which of these stories you'd actually like to hear next, and I will try to make that story my next video. For now, please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. Bye!